Part 21, the horrible demise of my marriage and how my husband had an affair with our marriage coach.
So guys, it turns out that I was absolutely wrong when it came to this situation. This is the woman who says that their marriage coach, her and her husband's marriage coach, got involved with her husband, right? Clap the cheeks is what I titled the last video, but it turns out I was wrong. And someone is owed an apology. And it's not her, right? Because the situation is worse than we thought. What am I talking about? You're not going to believe what you're about to hear. Let's keep listening.
This woman who I thought was my friend, but he had ultimately chosen her happiness and had been more considerate and sensitive to her and her needs than he had to me.
Okay, let's get to the point.
Which is a huge betrayal. And I don't think anything physical ever happened between them.
This coffee smells like shit.
This coffee truly smells like shit. So you're telling me, bro. By the way, this is part 21. I skipped to part 14 and I thought I went straight to the whole point of this whole story of how did your husband have an affair with you guys as marriage coach. And it turns out that she has no proof that he actually cheated. And she confirms that she doesn't think anything physical happened as far as sexually. It was an emotional affair. Now, you might be wondering, how did you find out? I had a subscriber hit me up who said, damn it, man, you made me go watch this sludge. And guess what? He never cheated. It's the laughing emoji. So shout out to my subs, man. If you're not subscribed, because so many people watch my channel and they don't know that they're not subscribed just because it's really not that important when it comes to the YouTube algorithm. But check and hit that subscribe button if you too are blown away by this. And make sure you're subscribed if you've been watching for a bit, right? Just make sure you'd be surprised. Goes on to say part 21, 40 seconds in, this was all bull. P.S. All comments are positive for her. She's on her channel like a hawk, taking down and blocking people who criticize her. I can't believe this. What a piece of work. Listen, and everybody who came on here and was like, oh, I think you're being a little bit too harsh. Most people saw where I was coming from. Most of you guys understood. You're like, yeah, this sounds tough. Here you are, you have this man who's providing, right? He's exiting out of a business and he's providing nannies. It sounds like she's a stay-at-home mom and he's employing multiple people around him. The dude sounds loaded. And she sounds like she had one job, which is to take care of the kids, a very important job. We don't want to minimize that at all, but let's be real here. There was no talk about him cheating over and over again. She was not letting this man sleep with his wife. And then we thought that this whole affair with their marriage coach was him actually clapping the cheeks. But it turns out this was some type of emotional affair. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you know what? I don't doubt that she's on TikTok blocking men who are disagreeing or who can see through her BS because society allows for a one-way expression when it comes to these type of topics. If you're a man who has a contrary opinion when it comes to a particular topic, especially if you drink coffee, then they are coming for you. They think you're toxic. Oh, so you think emotional cheating isn't real? No, the way this whole thing was framed was BS. So again, there's an apology here to be made because even in my video, I thought, all right, he cheated. It was confirmed, so on and so forth. But it turns out, no, there's no confirmation of actual physical cheating. And it makes sense why she can't expose the marriage coach and who they are. People were demanding for licenses to be taken away when, I don't think they even were licensed because, it just doesn't work that way with online coaching, so on and so forth. Insane.
The betrayal that I did experience was so much more hurtful than a scenario where my husband would have been drunk in a bar and hooked up with someone that he had just met that night.
That's not true. That's just not true. This is cope, and you can try to find out ways to use your mental gymnastics to act like if he went to a club and actually smashed some chick, very attractive woman at a club, it would be less hurtful. I promise you that would probably hurt just as much, if not more. This is a complete cope. I don't know how long I can actually listen to this, by the way, guys.
The fact that I had a front row seat to this relationship and that it was being thrown in my face constantly by both of them. Like, there were times where I would get in an argument with my husband and I would call this woman sobbing because she knew both of us and I was confiding in her. And, you know, I was betrayed by two people, the two people closest to me. And, you know, it was just, I think it was honestly the most hurtful, painful thing that I have ever had to go through in my adult life.
Oh my goodness.
I don't wish it on anyone. And I'm still processing it. I'm still unpacking it.
This woman, this is the most privileged. This most privileged. This man is providing a lifestyle that we see modern women panhandling and beg for on a constant basis. They don't want to go 50-50. Here you are, you have a man who's paying for everything, taking care of you. She's like, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Are you serious? Are you serious? Come on. Keep in mind that up until now, he's been dealing with this for a very long time and still hasn't gotten any cheeks yet.
Many hours later.
And he puts a spreadsheet in front of me and a letter. And this printed letter outlines how he's breaking up with me and he wants a divorce. And I think that's quite possibly the most insulting thing that I have ever experienced in my life. Like, and it's really hard to live with. And that brings us to where we're at now.
Oh, I can't. So long story short, guys, listen, he asked for a divorce through a letter and she was devastated, so on and so forth. And here's the thing, like, even though I often say that most people give up a lot easier than they should on their families, but I definitely have been very obvious in saying that there are good reasons to divorce. I mean, anybody can leave at any time, right? Encouraging people to commit to their vows is very important. But, you know, there's a lot of ridiculous things that happen. For example, the last dude who cheated on his wife and got like some 19-year-old pregnant, you know, that's a situation. I'm like, yo, you're having kids outside of wedlock, so on and so forth. I think at that point, you've done really serious damage. And, you know, someone has the right to leave for sure. And I think most people would understand. In this situation, the fact that this man has been going through this and is being accused of having an affair with his marriage coach when nothing actually happened, to me is insane. And I could see how he's looking at her saying, you know, she's using all these buzzwords, tell highly modern woman minded. Man's been stressed out. It makes sense. And don't forget that she came online and told her story to the whole world, knowing that this could possibly go viral. Her kids could see this. Her husband and people that know him will see this. All this was done in hopes that she would gain some understanding or sympathy. Even that in itself is a giant red flag.